problem because server was slow. Let me test it again here. So let me use something like 6661. Let me browse it and let me add one file here, jazz.jpg file. You can click on file upload here. So the file upload is complete, then you'll get some information here. It is uploaded to backend. And when you click on file download, you'll be able to get that same file from the backend to frontend. If you click on file preview, you'll get the same file and it will be displayed as part of HTML iframe container here inside a simple form. So like that, you can test any file here. Okay, for example, let me go with a different sequence like 6662. Let me browse and let me select a PDF file this time. For example, this one, content PDF. Let me upload the file. So if the file upload is complete, you'll get information. And if you click on file download, then you will get that same PDF file here. Now, if I click on file preview, so now you can see, now the server is fast, so you are able to get all the pages of that PDF file within a short time. Of course, you can maximize, minimize, and all those things. You can do it here. So it's a PDF file. Now, similarly, not only this PDF, let me add one different file, like a text file, for example. Let me attach a text file here with 6663. Browse it. Let me go with, for example, Fiori notes. There is a text file. Let me click on file upload. It will be uploaded to the backend system via our data service. If it is success, you'll get information here. And when you click on file download from backend, you're getting the same file back to the front end. And you're able to get that here. There's a text file. Similarly, if I click on file preview, you can see the same text file is displayed inside this HTML iframe container inside a simple form Fiori container. So we are able to display text file. Now, not only that, let me attach a different file here. Suppose video file with a different sequence like 6664. Browse it. Let me attach a video file here. Something like this, video file .mp4. Let me click on file upload. Now you can see video file is uploaded successfully. You're getting some information here, some response. That means it is technically success. Now, when I click on file download, then you should be able to get the same file. Here you can see that. We're able to get that same video file here. And if you want, you can play that. So the video file also can be uploaded and video file can be downloaded. So it is success here. And if I click on file preview, then the same video file will be displayed inside HTML iframe container inside a simple form in front-end Fiori. Now you can see this is much faster now. Yesterday it was not responding because server was slow. Now you can see whatever file is uploaded, we are able to see that file as a preview here inside HTML iframe container under simple form. So whatever you upload, that you will be able to download and you'll be able to see it as a file preview. So everything is working. You can test it now because server is restarted. I hope you got the clarity now in yesterday's related topic. Let me close this now. Let me go to the new topic here. That is SAP Batch tool end-to-end configuration. Let us focus on this one. SAP Batch tool Business Application Studio end-to-end configuration part. We'll try to focus on that. So if you want to make use of Batch tool Business Application Studio, first you need to follow 10-step procedure here. First, you need to configure several things, then only you'll be able to successfully set up Batch tool in your account. So that is step one is basically you need to create an account. Create new account in SAP Business Application Business Technology Platform. Step one is you need to create a new account in SAP Business Technology Platform, that is BTP. It's nothing but cloud platform. Create a new account in SAP BTP, that is Business Technology Platform, which is technically a cloud platform. Step two is we have to create a sub account in SAP Business Technology Platform. That means you have to create a sub account also inside cloud platform, which is nothing but Business Technology Platform. Step three is we have to enable subscription. Step three is enable subscription for SAP Business Application Studio. To enable subscription for Business Application Studio. That is one of the service tool is provided. Tool is provided in the form of a service. So that service you have to enable in the form of subscription. And then step four is you need to create a dev space. That is nothing but development workspace. You have to create a dev space, which is technically a development workspace. You have to create it for SAP Fiori development in SAP Business Application Studio. Create dev space, development workspace for developing Fiori apps inside Business Application Studio. That is step four. Step five is you have to install SAP HANA Cloud Connector. In your local system. Install SAP HANA Cloud Connector. That's a simple software you have to install in your local system, HANA Cloud Connector. Of course, you have to create an account and all that for that Cloud Connector, but you have to install HANA Cloud Connector in your local system. BTP is cloud platform, but HANA Cloud Connector has to be installed in your local system. Step six is you have to connect it to SAP HANA Cloud Connector. Step six, you have to connect to SAP HANA Cloud Connector. Step seven, you have to assign sub account of SAP BTP inside SAP HANA Cloud Connector. You have to assign sub-account, whatever is created in step 2. Step 2, we have created sub-account. That sub-account you need to assign inside HANA Cloud Connector. Step 8, I think we need to map virtual host to internal system. That is nothing but your internal server inside SAP HANA Cloud Connector. You have to maintain mapping of virtual host to internal server. Internal server is nothing but on-premise, our SAP backend server. Maintain mapping between virtual host to internal SAP backend server. That's nothing but our OData server in our case. It can be ECC server or it can be S4HANA, it doesn't matter, but the same procedure has to be followed. The backend server can be ECC server or it can be S4HANA server. But ultimately you have to follow the same procedure. Map virtual host to that internal server. You have to do this inside Cloud Connector. Step 9, we need to assign roles to your account. In SAP Business Technology Platform. You have to assign some roles, administration roles, developer roles, configuration roles, those type of roles you need to assign to your account inside SAP BTP. Step 10, create service destination inside SAP BTP. That is Business Technology Platform, which is cloud platform. You have to create service destination inside Business Technology Platform. And then that's the end of setting up BAS tool. Now step 11 is technically like we can start creating SAP Fiori apps. We can consume OData service and we can run the app in SAP BAS tool. Now we can start creating Fiori apps, we can consume OData service, we can run the app, everything we can do it via BAS tool. So for today, we'll try to follow up to step 10. Step 10 is, up to step 10, this is configuration of BAS tool, end-to-end configuration. Step 11, whatever project we have created in WebID, the entire code of WebID, we are going to use same as it is in BAS tool and we'll try to run the application. Then you will understand whether BAS tool requires special coding or the same coding. Whatever we have done it in WebID, that same code we are going to write inside BAS tool as it is every step. And we'll try to check all the screens whether it is working or not in BAS tool also. So coding wise, WebID code also will work in BAS tool. The tool is changing, but the code remains same. The architecture, everything remains same, except the configuration. The configuration part we are already discussing here up to step 10. The code, architecture, the way you write the code, the syntaxes, everything remains same between WebID and BAS tool. So developer point of view, you need not panic, everything is same. Only configuration of BAS tool that is slightly different that we are doing here. In the next session, we'll try to experience one end-to-end application development. Whatever app we have developed with all features in WebID, those features we'll try to do it in Bash tool also in the next session. That is step 11. So let us focus on up to step 10. Before that, let me give one simple diagram here. So what exactly we are going to do is, if you want to develop any application in Bash tool, first you need to use like this. In SAP Bash tool, that means Business Application Studio. Bash tool is Business Application Studio. So in this tool, we are going to develop. In this tool, we are going to develop Theory apps. We can consume OData services. And all this will happen in Bash tool, Business Application Studio. We can develop Theory apps. We can consume OData services. But consumption of OData services will happen using service destination. In our case, we are going to create EH7 service destination. We are going to use EH7 as service destination here. So this EH7 is utilized by business technology platform here. So SAP BTP, that is business technology platform. So EH7 is a service destination that will ultimately allow you to connect to BTP. From BTP, it will connect to Cloud Connector. Cloud Connector will connect to actual SAP backend server. So here, this EH7 ultimately will allow you to connect to SAP BTP, because we are going to configure EH7 inside BTP environment, that is in cloud environment. And this BTP technically will use a mapping. It will internally use a virtual host. And it will use virtual port number. From EH7 service destination, EH7 service destination contains virtual host. For example, my backend server. Virtual port number, for example, 6644. So BTP will use virtual host virtual port number with the help of EH7, and it connects to Cloud Connector here. Ultimately, it will help you to connect to SAP Cloud Connector. That means SAP HANA Cloud Connector. SAP HANA Cloud Connector. SAP HANA Cloud Connector internally contains internal system host and the port number. Okay, so here SAP Cloud Connector, it internally contains internal host and internal port number. In our case, it is 122.175.13.217. That's our original backend server IP address, and the port number will be 8007. So virtual host will connect to internal host of HANA Cloud Connector. And HANA Cloud Connector ultimately connects to SAP backend original server. SAP HANA Cloud Connector ultimately connects to backend server here. So technically, SAP HANA Cloud Connector will help you to connect to SAP backend server. It can be on-premise server. But on-premise server can be ECC type of server or it can be SAP S/4HANA server. It doesn't matter. The procedure remains same. The server can be SAP ECC server or it can be SAP S/4HANA server. So HANA Cloud Connector will connect to SAP backend server, and backend server contains list of OData services here. For example, OData service 1, service 2, etc. So those services you can access, you can connect, you can perform database operations, you can execute backend functionalities for front-end query applications. So SAP BAS tool, we are going to develop query apps and we are going to consume OData service by using EH7. EH7 internally contains virtual host, virtual port number by connecting to BTP. And this BTP will use this virtual host, virtual port number for connecting to HANA Cloud Connector. HANA Cloud Connector will internally use internal host, internal port number, and ultimately connects to the original SAP backend server. And ultimately it will access OData service, whichever you want, you can connect. You can perform database operations. You can trigger backend methods. You can send data, you can receive data. Ultimately, you can develop the end-to-end query applications with this particular setup. Let me repeat here, very simple. So when you develop applications in BAS tool, we are going to develop query end-to-end apps by consuming OData services with the help of EH7 service destination according to our training. This EH7 service destination will make use of a BTP cloud platform, that is business technology platform, that internally contains virtual host and virtual port number. But through virtual host, virtual port number, it will connect to our HANA Cloud Connector. HANA Cloud Connector contains internal host, internal port number. Internal host, internal port number will help you to connect to backend server. That it can be ECC or S/4HANA. That backend server will show list of OData services. You can consume any of the service. You can send data. You can receive data. You can trigger database operations. You can perform all backend operations with the help of OData model. So this is the technique you have to follow if you are using BAS tool to develop end-to-end query apps by consuming OData services. So in our normal web ID, what we are trying to do? Through local web ID is directly connecting to backend server. If you are using local SAP web ID, we are developing query apps. We are using EH7 service destination, and EH7 service destination is directly connecting to backend server. And it is picking the OData service. It is performing database operations directly. In local web ID, there is no need of BTP. There is no need of cloud connector. That was the approach we followed till yesterday. Web ID, local web ID connects to SAP backend server directly with the help of service destination EH7. There is no need of BTP, no need of HANA Cloud Connector. Till yesterday, we were following that approach. Now what we have to do is to follow this approach. SAP BAS tool will connect to BTP. BTP connects to HANA Cloud Connector. HANA Cloud Connector connects to backend server. If you are using BAS tool is a cloud-based tool. It connects to BTP, Business Technology Platform. BTP connects to Cloud Connector. Cloud Connector will help you to connect to backend. You can consume OData service. You can trigger database operations. You can make use of OData model. You can send data. You can receive data. All those things will work exactly same like normal web ID. Only configuration is changing. The way you connecting is changing, but the code, the syntax, all the features, all the screen elements of web ID will also work in BAS tool. The connection wise, we are using this approach, but the rest of the story is same. How you use the syntax, what are the screen elements, the features, MVC architecture, view controller, properties file, formatter file, all those things will remain same. Coding, the output, everything remains same, except the way you connect. Connection wise, it is slightly different. BAS tool connects to BTP, BTP connects to Cloud Connector, Cloud Connector connects to backend. Only that is changing. Ultimately, you are consuming OData service here. So I hope you got some clarity now. Let me save this. Okay, before proceeding, let me give some basic theoretical points here. So SAP BAS tool, Business Application Studio. This is, according to SAP, this is just a new generation tool of SAP Web ID. Internally Web ID, some cosmetic changes has been done and they're renaming Web ID to BAS tool. But just remember, BAS tool is a new generation tool of Web ID. And SAP Business Application Studio, this is a cloud-based tool, cloud-based and browser-based tool. BAS tool is a cloud-based as well as browser-based tool. So just remember this terminology, old terminology and new terminology. So in case of old terminology, SAP Web ID. So here now, in case of new terminology, we have to use Business Application Studio, BAS tool. SAP Web ID supports local setup and cloud setup. SAP BAS tool, it supports only cloud setup. SAP Web ID, it supports local setup as well as cloud setup. That SAP Web ID cloud setup is nothing but Business Application Studio, which supports cloud setup only. And SAP Cloud Platform, this is renamed as SAP Business Technology Platform. SAP Cloud Platform, that is renamed to SAP Business Technology Platform. Both are same. SAP Fiori templates. SAP Fiori templates. Now they're renamed to SAP Fiori floor plans. SAP Fiori templates. Now they are renamed to SAP Fiori floor plans. SAP Fiori apps templates. This development, they're calling it as SAP Fiori Freestyle App Development. Or you can call it as SAP UI5 Freestyle App. SAP Fiori apps with templates, that type of development, you can call it as SAP Fiori Freestyle App Development or SAP UI5 Freestyle Development. So be careful with these various terms. I've written old terminology as well as new terminology. Just make sure that these are on your fingertips to avoid confusion. Okay, so let me go with that entire procedure. Detailed step-by-step procedure. For SAP BAS tool configuration. Today we'll focus on configuration part. In the next session, we'll focus on end-to-end app development part. So step 1 is create new account in SAP BTP. That is Business Technology Platform. Step 1 is create new account inside SAP Business Technology Platform, that is BTP. So how to do that? Just open browser. Use below registration link. So let me provide that link. Hello students, can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Can one of you confirm?
Hello, sir.
This is yeah.
Hello, but when you're writing, is in a screen there is not coming properly. It is coming out late, little bit.
Okay, I'll go slow a little bit. Then it will be much better. Okay, so here, what about others? Can you hear me? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so here, just open browser and you have to open registration link in order to create an account in BTP. So let me provide that link. account.hana.ondemand.com, and you can use this account.hana.ondemand.com. You can go to welcome screen. Let me open that. So this is the first link. This is a welcome screen for your business technology platform. Everything is same. Earlier, it used to be cloud platform here. They just renamed this name, according to my knowledge. Yeah, so here there is a register option here. When you try to create account first time, try to create an account by using a register option here. There is a link, there's a button here. So just click on register. So account.hana.ondemand.com. Here you can just click on register. And here, when you click on register, you'll get this screen. So first time you'll get this screen here. Okay, here you need to provide your email ID, first name, last name, some company name. That's it. Those are the main things. email ID, first name, last name, company name, and just select I accept and click submit button. Then you will receive one email to your email address, whatever you provided here. Through that email, you can activate your account. Okay, so provide email address. All these things you have to provide. Select checkbox. And then just click submit button. In my case, the account is already available, so I'm not proceeding. So when you click submit, what happens? You will receive account activation link to your email address. That's it. That is step one. That's how you can create an account in BTP. Of course, we are creating a trial account. So this is a link. Click register, provide this email address, first name, last name, company, etc. Select checkbox, click submit. When you click submit, you'll receive an account activation link to your email ID, whatever you provided here. Open your email and then go to inbox. You will find activation link. Click on that activation link. Then you'll be able to create an account. So that is basically step one. Now, what is step two? Step two is you have to create a sub account. After creating account, you have to create a sub account in BTP. Step two, we have to create sub account in BTP, Business Technology Platform. So now what you can do is you can go to this cockpit. Now you can go to this cockpit. Now what you do is you sign in. You sign in with that particular account. You have provided email ID for creating an account. So provide that email ID here, click on login. And you can click on login. When you create account, you'll get password also to your activation link. So you have to log in that email ID with password. You have to log into BTP cockpit here. So you'll get the screen like this. Initially, you'll get a screen like this. So what you do is open below link in browser. This one, cockpit.hanatrial.ondemand.com/trial, and you can use this. This is a link. So you'll get this screen. Welcome to SAP BTP trial. When you log in with your account, you'll get this. Now you can enter your trial account. Just click on trial account. Now what you do is after entering trial account, you have to create a sub account here. You can see this. There is an option to create sub account. In my case, it's already available. But in your case, just go to create sub account. That's the option you can select. All the screenshots, I'll send it. Don't worry. It takes a lot of time if I take each and every screenshot now. After the session, I'll take the screenshots and I'll send it. Don't worry. Each and everything. So in your case, what you do is create sub account from this option. After connecting to BTP trial account, then that sub account will appear here. Okay, go to this link, click on enter trial account. Then click on create sub account. That's the option you have to select. Let me do that. Create sub account. Here you need to provide some details. Sub account, display name, description, subdomain, region. That's it. These are the basic things that you need to provide. Display name, for example, Vijay sub account. Display name, subdomain, that will be taken automatically. Don't disturb this. You can provide some description. And here select region. It's better to select US East, Amazon Web Services, US East. That's cloud-based web services. You can select this. Or you can select Microsoft Azure. I recommend you to go with the US East. This is much faster. And availability is also much better. So better select region as US East. Amazon Web Services, US East, VA. Okay, this is how you can create a sub account. Very simple. Just click on create. It will take few seconds to create that. In my case, it's already created, so I'm not proceeding to avoid confusion. Provide sub account, display name, description. Automatically, subdomain will be generated. Select region as US East and click on create. That's it. That will create a sub account. First account, now sub account. So that's how you can proceed. Click on create sub account. So what we have to provide display name. Provide description. And select region. Select region, that is, for example, US East. Then click on create. That's it. So when you click on create, within 1 or 2 minutes, it will create the entire sub account. So that is the end of step 2. You can also do this after the training. Everything you can reproduce in your system as it is. Now, what is step 3? Step 3 is we have to enable subscription for Business Application Studio. Enable subscription for SAP Business Application Studio. That is step 3. So let me highlight this. To enable subscription, what you need to do is now click on your sub account, whichever you have created. Now just click on your sub account, which is created in previous step, and go to Service Marketplace. Go to Service Marketplace. You can select Business Application Studio. So after sub account is created, you will get that sub account here. What you do is just select the sub account. AWS US East, that is a sub account name in our case. So when you click on that sub account, you'll get this option. All these options. What you do is just select Service Marketplace here. Left side, you can see that. Service Marketplace. You can go to that Service Marketplace and you can search for Business Application Studio. SAP Business Application Studio. You can see this. What you do is, in your case, just click on create here. Business Application Studio, in your case, just click on create. It will enable the subscription for you. In my case, it's already subscribed. So the create option is disabled because that application studio, Business Application Studio is already configured, it's already subscribed in my case. So create option is disabled. In your case, first time you will get this create option. That will enable subscription for you. Very, very simple. So here, when you go to service marketplace, you can find one of the services, Business Application Studio. Go to this, click on create. Okay, so very simple. It will enable subscription for you. All the screenshots, I'll send it with the proper screenshots with proper description. Don't worry now. As of now, let me write it here. So go to service marketplace. Check for SAP Business Application Studio. That's one of the service BTP is providing. Just click on create on SAP Business Application Studio. So that's the end of step 3. It will enable subscription for BAS tool. BAS tool is one of the service in cloud platform, that is business technology platform. So that's how you can enable subscription in your case for BAS tool. We are enabling the subscription for BAS tool inside SAP BTP environment, that is cloud platform environment. Now, step 4. Step 4 is you have to create a dev space for Fiori development inside BAS tool. Let me copy this line. I'm writing each and every step so that you can comfortably do this in your system. So create dev space, that is development workspace for SAP Fiori development in BAS tool. So now what you do is you can open sub account. Open sub account. You can click on instances and subscriptions and select link of SAP Business Application Studio. Then click OK, I think. Okay, let me check here. So you can see below service marketplace, there is instances and subscriptions. Below service marketplace, there is one link like instances and subscriptions. Go to that. So here in our case, there is one subscription, that is SAP Business Application Studio. There is a subscription. It's a trial account. You can see that. For testing purpose, yesterday itself I've created on 9th March. Yesterday I've tested here. I've enabled that subscription for BAS tool. So if you want to open that tool, just click on this link. That is, you can go to this service. Okay, you can see here SAP Business Application Studio is the next generation of Web ID. That means indirectly it is saying that it's like old wine in a new bottle. BAS tool is something like, it's like old wine in a new bottle. The same Web ID they renamed to BAS tool. But it's a cloud-based tool. That's the only difference. So the development-wise, syntax-wise, architecture, the way you write the code, all those things remain same. Don't worry. So what you do is just select the link of Business Application Studio. Then you can click on OK here. In my case, it's already subscribed. So let me click on this subscription, Business Application Studio. It will open this link. Now just click on OK here. So it opens Dev Space Manager. So what you do is first time click on create dev space here. Okay, so I think we are going for creating dev space. Click on instances, click on Business Application Studio, click on OK. Now click on create dev space. That's a button available. You can click on that. Then you can see this right side. Development workspace. Now you'll get this screen. In this screen, now we are interested in SAP Fiori type of development. So select that first option, SAP Fiori. And then click on create dev space. There is a button at the bottom, select that. But provide dev space name. For example, Vijay dev space 2. So I've created one of the dev space. So let me make it like Vijay Fiori dev space 2. You provide dev space name and select the first option here, SAP Fiori, and then click on create dev space. So it will create a dev space now. Now you can see Vijay Fiori dev space 2, it will create that. So in trial account, you can create 2 dev spaces, but you can run only 1 dev space at a time. Please remember that. You can create 2 dev spaces, but you can run 1 dev space at a time. Okay, now dev space is getting created here. You can see that. Okay, so provide dev space name, development workspace name, example, Vijay Fiori dev space. Select type of application as SAP Fiori. Click on create dev space again. It's a button again at the bottom. So for trial account, there is one condition. If any dev space is not used or if it is not running for 30 days, then that dev space will be deleted automatically. For trial accounts, according to SAP, if any dev space is not used or if it is not running for continuously 30 days, then that dev space will be deleted automatically by Cloud Platform. For productive accounts, that's a different story. But for trial account, if any dev space is not running continuously for 30 days or if it is not used for 30 days, then that dev space will be deleted automatically. So just remember that simple note. Now you can see our dev space is created here. Our dev space is created. Okay, so you can go to this now. You can click on this dev space. Okay, let me go to the next step. Step 5. Step 4 is creating dev space. That is done. Step 5 is now you need to install HANA Cloud Connector in your local system. Step 5, you have to install HANA Cloud Connector in your local system. How to do this? Very simple. Open below link. Let me open that link. That link, I forgot. What is that? Yeah, tools.hana.ondemand.com. You can go to this link. tools.hana.ondemand.com. Go to this and select cloud option here. There's a cloud option. In cloud option, here you can see there is SAP HANA Cloud Connector. It will help you to connect to on-premise backend server. It will act as a mediator. It will act as a mediator between cloud platform and our on-premise server. For that reason, you have to install Cloud Connector in your system. So Cloud Connector, you can see there is Windows operating system. 64-bit Windows operating system. You can select SAP CC, this one, MSI file. Download this and click next, finish. Download this, double click and click next, finish. It will install Cloud Connector. So here, and see tools.hana.ondemand.com cloud option. In cloud option, there is Cloud Connector. You can select Windows 64-bit operating system. There is SAP CC 2.15. It's an MSI file. Just download this and double click that file after downloading. Then click next, finish without changing any setting. That's it. It will install Cloud Connector. Okay, so you can see here SAP CC. You just get this, click on agree. When you click agree, then it will try to download that file. It's 82 MB software. Within fraction of seconds, it will download SAP CC, that is SAP Cloud Connector. Now you can open your downloads folder. In downloads folder, you can see SAP CC is available. What you do is just simply double click on this. Click next, finish. That's it. In my case, I'm not proceeding to avoid further issues. What you do is just double click this and click next, finish without changing any setting. Very simple. Okay, let me write that procedure. This is a main link, tools.hana.ondemand.com. Select cloud option. And scroll down to Cloud Connector. Then click on Windows option. That is this one. SAP CC 2.15 Windows 64-bit MSI file, you'll get that. So select I have read and accept or agree, the agreement. That's one of the options you'll get. Just select that. License agreement. And then what you do is just open your downloads folder. Open your downloads folder in your system. Then what to do is just double click. Double click on SAP CC related MSI file. Double click on this file in simple words. Double click on SAP CC 2.15 Windows 64-bit .msi file. After double clicking, just click next, finish. Don't change any setting. When you do that, what happens is the default port number will be utilized. Don't change that port number. Default port number for running Cloud Connector is 8443. That's a default. This by default, when you install, in this process of installing, it will internally take 8443. I recommend you not to change it. Okay, so that's a default port number for running Cloud Connector. Now what you can do, step 6. Step 6, now you connect to Cloud Connector here. How to connect? Let us do that. Step 6, the procedure to connect to HANA Cloud Connector. What you do is now go to desktop or Windows Start button and run right click. First time right click Start Cloud Connector. When you install, you'll get these options. Then just run as administrator. You can see here when you install Cloud Connector, what happens is you'll get this start Cloud Connector, stop Cloud Connector. You'll get some shortcut icons by default on your desktop. You can see this after installing Cloud Connector according to previous step. You can see start Cloud Connector. You'll get that shortcut icon. Automatically you'll get that on desktop. Stop Cloud Connector. You'll get that. Two icons, shortcut icons you'll get to deal with Cloud Connector. What you do is just right click this and run as administrator. Right click this, start Cloud Connector and run as administrator. Then it will start Cloud Connector service in your system. So right click that start Cloud Connector option, run as administrator. So when you run as administrator, it will internally run the Cloud Connector in the background. Now what you do is open browser with below link. In order to open Cloud Connector login screen. So here you can see localhost. You can see localhost 8443. That's a Cloud Connector login screen. This is how you can connect to HANA Cloud Connector in your local system. So this is a link https://localhost:8443 because default port number is 8443. So use that localhost:8443 in order to connect to Cloud Connector in your local system. So 8443 is a port number. Now you can provide username as administrator. Provide password as manage. That's a default. Default password. Administrator is a username, manage is a default password. First time when you log in, it will ask you to change the password. To change password to something like, for example, change password to something like this. Anything of your choice, but remember it. Manage is the default. First time when you log in, it will ask you to change the password. You change it to your own password. Then log in with new password. So that's how you can connect to HANA Cloud Connector. This is how you can connect to HANA Cloud Connector. So that is step 6. So now you can see we are able to connect to Cloud Connector. Now what you need to do is, in this case, after opening Cloud Connector screen, you have to go to connector here. And then you have to add sub account. That's the next step. Okay, step 7. Step 7, assign sub account inside Cloud Connector. We have created sub account in step 2. The same sub account you need to assign inside HANA Cloud Connector. Assign sub account inside HANA Cloud Connector. Let me do that here. That is step 7. So how to do that? It's very simple. Just click on add sub account inside Cloud Connector. Administration screen. This is an administration screen. When you connect to Cloud Connector, you'll get this administration screen. Now here, what you do is just click on add sub account. There's a button here. In Cloud Connector administration screen, if the login is successful, you'll get this. Click on add sub account. First time. Okay, so when you click on add sub account, you'll get this pop-up box. Region, sub account, display name, sub account, username, sub account, password. So you can select region, for example, US East. US East VA AWS. Sub account you need to provide. Sub account ID you need to provide here. Display name, for example, sub account. What is your account? What is your account username and password? That means account email address and account password you need to provide here. When you create an account, right? So you'll get user ID, email ID, and password. In step 1, we have created an account. That account email address and account password you have to provide. And you need to provide the region and sub account details here. And click on save. But what is sub account here? Sub account information, you can get it here. When you go to this, when you click on sub account box, when you click sub account box, you'll get sub account ID. That ID you need to supply. This is ID. In SAP BTP, after going to sub account, after opening sub account, you will get sub account ID. This sub account ID you need to supply inside Cloud Connector as it is. Copy and paste that ID. Region is US East. Provider is AWS. The sub account ID is this one. So this you need to paste as it is. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble. So here, region US East, sub account, this one. Sub account is nothing but sub account ID you need to provide. Provide some display name. Display name can be anything, but provide account email ID, account password, and click on save. That's it. When you save it, then you'll get that sub account details here. You can see that. After saving, you'll get that sub account, display name, region. So because sub account of BTP is assigned inside Cloud Connector, then you'll get the status as connector here. Green color symbol, that means connector sub account connection is success. If you provide proper sub account, proper region, then the sub account assignment will be success. Sub account connection is success. That you can understand by seeing this green color icon. Very simple. Okay, so here, what we are trying to do? We are trying to assign sub account of BTP inside Cloud Connector. What you do is just click on add sub account inside Cloud Connector administration screen. Provide below details. Provide below details like region, US East, sub account. You have to copy your sub account ID from BTP and paste it here. Copy paste your sub account ID from BTP. In your case, the ID may be different. In my case, it's different. So copy that sub account of yours. Copy paste your sub account ID, whichever is created for you in your BTP. And display name. Display name can be anything. You can just provide like this one. And sub account name. What it is asking, sub account user, sub account password. Sub account user, that is nothing but your account username and account password you have to provide. Account email ID, sub account password. That's nothing but your account password. Just click on save, that's it. Note, make sure that connection status is connected. Step 7 is success if you get connection status as connected. You can see here. If you provide proper details, then you'll get this connection status as connected and operational. It's connected and operational. Here you can see that. Earlier it used to be connected. Now it is saying that operational. So operation is also successful. Connection status is operational. That means it is successful. So that's how you can assign sub account inside Cloud Connector. Now step 8. Step 8 is you have to maintain mapping between virtual host and internal SAP backend server. You have to maintain this mapping in Cloud Connector screen. So let me copy this. Map virtual host to internal SAP backend server inside HANA Cloud Connector. Okay, so how to do that? Here you can see there's an option. You can select your sub account here and click on Cloud to On-Premise. You can see, click on Cloud to On-Premise. Okay, let me delete this. So select sub account Cloud to On-Premise here. So click on your sub account. And select Cloud to On-Premise. Option. Click on plus icon. You can see here there is plus icon right side. That is to maintain mapping between virtual host to internal server. Virtual host is dummy name given for connecting to the original backend internal server. So simply we have to maintain mapping between virtual host to internal backend server. Just click on plus symbol here. Click plus symbol. Select backend type as ABAP system. You can select backend type as ABAP system, or you can select SAP gateway. You can select anything. It can be ECC server or S/4HANA. Ultimately, you can select backend type as ABAP system or SAP gateway for consumption of OData services. Okay, let me select backend type as ABAP system. The same option is required even for S/4HANA or ECC, whatever. click next here. Provide protocol as HTTP. Provide protocol as HTTP and provide internal host. For example, my backend server. Port number 6644, something like that. Here you can provide any, internal host. Internal host is nothing but your original server IP address, original server port number you have to provide. In our case, the original system, original backend server IP address I am providing 122.175.13.217. That's the IP address of our original SAP backend server. And port number you can provide 8007. That's the original port number of our backend server. Or you can provide host name, original backend server host name, ehp7.training.com, something like this you can provide. Or you can provide IP address of that server, 122.175.13.217. Provide our original backend server. It can be ECC or S4HANA, it doesn't matter, just provide that IP address and the port number. And click next here. When you click next, now it will ask you to provide virtual host, virtual port number. So virtual host, virtual port number can be anything. For example, here you can provide my backend server. Virtual port number 6644 or 7744, whatever. You can provide anything. A virtual host is nothing but just a alias name. Alias name for your backend server, alias port number for your backend server. That is nothing but virtual host and virtual port number. In previous case, we are providing actual IP address of the actual server, actual port number of that server. In the next screen, we are providing the virtual host and virtual port number. We are maintaining mapping. We are maintaining mapping between the original system and the virtual system here. That is to provide more security for your original server. We don't access original server with actual IP address. We try to access by using virtual host. So our backend is safe. Our backend connection will be safe. We are not revealing the actual identity to the front-end applications. We are masking our original server by using virtual host and virtual port number. But virtual host, virtual port number internally contains the original server port number and original server IP address. So here mapping is done between virtual host to internal SAP backend server. Okay, so I hope you got some idea. You can provide virtual host, virtual port number, then click next here and select principal type. I'm not sure what exactly is this, but select principal type as none. Otherwise, it will not establish connection. Principal type as none. If you select Kerberos, it won't connect. You may face problems. So better select this none and click next and click next and click finish. That's it. Now, virtual host, virtual port number is mapped to internal host, internal port number. If you want to check the connection, just select this icon. Now you can see the result is reachable. Reachable means connection is successful. The mapping is success and the connection is also success. At this level, it is reachable. Reachable means it is able to connect to the backend server from Cloud Connector. You can see. You can check the status of the connection by using this icon. So it's reachable. Okay, so here what we are trying to provide. We are trying to provide below details. That is backend type. Backend type is ABAP system. Or you can select directly SAP gateway. You can select any one. Protocol. HTTP. Internal host. Internal host, that is nothing but our backend server. Backend server host 122.175.13.217 and internal port number. That's nothing but our backend server port number we are configuring. The original port number is 8007. Now in the next screen, we are configuring virtual host. This is just a dummy name. Dummy name for original server. And you have to configure virtual ports. That's like your dummy server ports. This is just to make our backend server more secure. Our original backend server IP address, original backend server port number should not be revealed to the front-end users. It should not be revealed directly to the cloud platform. We are masking our original server by creating a mapping with virtual host and virtual port number. This is for security reasons. We have to maintain a mapping. So here you can provide, for example, my backend server. And port number, you can use anything, but in my case, let me use 6644. Principal type as make it none. So this is the most important in cloud connector configuration. This is most important configuration. Internal host, internal port number is mapped to virtual host, virtual port number. This is done just for security reasons. We are masking our original server. We are masking our original server details for the front-end users as well as cloud platform. Okay, now after this, after the connection is success, we have to grant permission. We have to grant permission for accessing OData services. For that reason, you can select plus symbol here. Okay, connection is successful, but what you want to access, that permission access you can provide for that server. You can click plus symbol here and you can use URL path SAP/SAP. Why? Because our OData services belongs to SAP OPU OData SAP, and then our OData services will be available in this path. Our main intention, ultimate goal is to access OData service from BAS tool through Cloud Connector and BTP. So you have to grant permission for that path. Just use /SAP/ and select path and all subpaths. When you select path and all subpaths, so that means you are also granting permission to our OData services here. You select path and all subpaths, you are technically granting permission to access all our OData services. So select URL path and select path and all subpaths. Then click on save. That's it. Okay, so here we are granting permission. Just click next, finish. After that, click on go to resource section. Go to resource section and click on plus symbol. Provide URL path /SAP/. That means we're technically granting permission to OData services path. And access policy. And select radio button. That is path and all subpaths. Just click save. That's it. Just click on save. Now what happens? that SAP path will be available, /SAP, SAP, that's the path will be available here under URL path, and permission is path and all subpaths. If you want to check the connection, you can check the connection here. Or you can directly check this action, whether connection is successful or not. That's it. That is enough. So it's reachable, so you can proceed to the next step. So step 8 plays an important role here. Then step 9, assign roles to your account. Step 9, assign roles to your account. So here, before proceeding further, better check the connection here itself. If you click this icon, you should get the connection status as reachable. That means your configuration is perfect up to this step. That's the indication. If it is not reachable, that means there is some problem with your connection properties. Select this icon, then you should get the status as reachable. Then you can proceed further because the connection is success. Okay, so now assign roles to your account in BTP. Let me go back to BTP here. So enter your trial account in SAP BTP. Let me go to that. Here you can see this is our trial account. And you can select your sub account here. This is our sub account. Click on sub account. I think there will be some security option. Let me check. Okay, you can see there is security option here. You can expand. You can expand security option and select users. Left side, you can see that. Search for your account user by providing email address. Search for your account user by providing email address. If it is available, then select this default identity provider. Okay, so click on sub account, then expand sub account left side. Sorry, security left side, you have to select that and select users left side. Search for your account email ID. If it is available or not, just select enter, press enter, then it will show the status. After providing this, press enter, then you'll get that account details. Just click on that right side here. Select your account, the default identity provider, and select that, or you can select this entire link. Select that. So right side, you'll get it here. Some options. Select your account. You select your account. Right side, you'll get all different options you can see here. In this, what you do is select assign role collection. Assign role collection, that is like business application studio administrator, business application studio developer, business application studio extension developer, cloud connector administrator role, connectivity and destinations, destination administrator, sub account administrator. And then you can see sub account viewer, sub account service administrator. These are all various roles you can assign to your account. That means you're granting permission to account to make all types of end-to-end configurations. Administration settings, configuration settings, connectivity settings, application studio roles, everything we are assigning here. For your account, you need to assign all these roles by selecting assign role collection. Okay, what you do is just click on assign role collection and select all the roles. Better select all the roles here so that you can have control over the entire setup. It's better select all the roles. Okay, if you want, I can copy all these names. These are the role names: Business Application Studio Administrator, Business Application Studio Developer, Business Application Studio Extension Deployer, Cloud Connector Administrator role. You can see all those things. Cloud Connector Administration role. These are all different role names. Connectivity and Destination Administrator, Destination Administrator. These are all different roles. We are assigning to our account so that you can have access to the complete system and complete setup. Account, sub-account administrator, sub-account service administrator, and account viewer. That's it. So 1, 2, 3, 9 roles. 3 plus 3, 6, 3, 9. So 9 roles you can assign so that you can have complete control and access over the configurations, administration, and development related activities. So that is how you can assign the required roles to your account. We are doing this role assignment in BTP environment. We are assigning all these roles to our account email ID in user section. Now, the last step, that is configuration wise, this is last step. Step 10, create service destination inside BTP. That is step 10. Create service destination inside SAP BTP, Business Technology Platform. So here you can see, again, if you want to do that, just go to trial account. If you are already in that, you need not worry, but just let me write it here. Enter trial account, SAP BTP. And there is connectivity option. Let me check what is that. Okay, you can see there is connectivity option here. Connectivity, you expand that and go to destinations here. Go to destinations. Let me open that. So you can go to destinations here. Okay, so expand connectivity section, then select destinations option, and click on new destination option and provide detail one by one. Provide each option one by one. Or what you can do is you can import. You can import destination from a file. You can import a destination file which internally contains all connection properties. The two options here. You can create a new destination option and you can provide each connection property one by one. You can provide each connection property one by one, or simply you can import destination file that file internally contains all connection properties. Okay, so here you can see, okay, let me delete this. So here you can click on new destination, that is service destination, and provide each and every property one by one here. EH7, HTTP, backend server, and virtual host, something like this, with port number, to provide all these things one by one. Or else, what you can do, you can import the destination file directly. Import service destination file. Okay, let me select EH7. I'll send this file to you. While sending the class notes, I'll send this file to you. You can select EH7. That internally contains all connection properties. You can import, browse, and select EH7. That file, I'm going to send it along with the class notes. Now, all the properties are imported. All the properties are imported automatically from that file. To avoid spelling mistakes, to avoid connection property problems, so we have imported the file directly. What you need to do is just provide username and the password here. So browse and pick EH7 service destination file. After importing all the properties, provide SAP backend server username connecting to OData. SAP backend server password for connecting to OData services. Whatever backend connection properties you used to use while running the Fiori apps, that you can provide here. For example, in my case, user Y1, password Vijay123. That is for establishing connection with backend to consume OData services. So you can provide that user Y1, password Vijay123, then click on save. Click on save. Now, let me save it here. Okay, let me check it. Save it. Now, after saving, you can check the connection, whether connection is getting success or not. This is a final connection check. If this connection is successful, then only you can start your Fiori development. You can access OData services. You can develop end-to-end Fiori applications by consuming OData services. This is a final connection check. This must be successful. Then only you can develop end-to-end Fiori apps. You can consume OData services. You can develop whatever you want in Bash tool. So let me check the connection here. Now, fortunately, we are able to get connection as successful. Connection to EH7, that's the service destination, it is successful. Which means this will be successful. EH7 connects to BTP. BTP will use virtual host to connect to Cloud Connector. Cloud Connector will use internal host to connect to backend server. If the connection is success, then you will be able to consume OData services. This is a final diagram that should be on your fingertips. So, connection is success here. Connection is success. That means what you can do is okay, let me just close this. So if the connection is success here, this is a final connection check. If the connection is success, that means technically our business application studio can use EH7 for connecting to BTP. BTP internally will use virtual host, virtual port number in order to connect to Cloud Connector. Cloud Connector internally uses internal host and port number in order to connect to backend server. Backend server will help you to access OData services. And you can develop end-to-end applications, same like what we used to do in WebID tool. Okay, so let me write that here. Click on save. Verify connection. Just click on connection button. If connection is successful, then we can assume all the steps are okay. All the steps, whatever we have done, they're okay. So we can develop SAP Fiori end-to-end applications by accessing OData services from backend. If connection is failed, then cross-check all connection properties. In all previous steps. So fortunately, we are able to get connection successful. If connection is successful, we can assume all the previous steps are perfectly configured. That means we can develop Fiori end-to-end apps by accessing OData services by dealing with backend system. So now what we can do, step 11. Step 11, now you can create SAP Fiori end-to-end apps. Access OData services and run the application in SAP Business Application Studio. So that we are going to do it in the next session. Don't worry. Next session, we can develop end-to-end SAP Fiori app in SAP BAS tool, that is Business Application Studio, by accessing OData services. So that we are going to do it. Whatever we have done in WebID, all the features, all the screen elements, all the concepts, all the syntaxes, that we are going to develop in the next session inside SAP BAS tool. Everything is same, but if I say same, you won't believe, right? So we will try to experience that. We'll try to experience that in the next session. The coding, syntax, architecture, everything, the screen elements, the classes, controllers, views, properties files, formatter file, manifest.json file, CSS file, all the files will remain same. It doesn't matter. If I say same and if I leave it here, you will not believe. So we'll try to experience that in the next session. But the main point here is step 1 to step 10 is just one-time activity. You need not do it every day. It's just one-time activity. You need not do it every day. Step 1 to step 10 is all related to configurations, administration activities. So step 1 to step 10 is just one-time activity. You need not do every day. Step 11, use SAP BAS tool and develop the Fiori apps. On daily basis, you can use that. And in real time, if you face any problem, in real time, you can take the help of basis administrator. In real time, it's better to take the help of basis administrator. Every company will have basis administrator. You can take the help of basis administrator for end-to-end configurations. Now I've written each and every step as it is. You can do it, but in real time, if you face any problem, then you can take the help of basis administrator. Okay, let me save this. But last final point for today's session, the ultimate goal of today's session is to make sure that BAS tool connects to SAP backend server. But BAS tool cannot connect to this one. BAS tool will not connect to backend server directly. That is not possible at all. In interviews, they may ask you, so that is not possible. BAS tool is a cloud-based web ID. SAP BAS tool is technically and internally, it's a cloud-based web ID tool. Cloud-based tool will not connect to backend servers directly. So what you need to do is you have to perform all 10 steps. You have to perform all 10 steps, and ultimately, with the help of 10 steps, your BAS tool will use service destination. Service destination will help you to connect to BTP. BTP will use virtual host port number to connect to HANA Cloud Connector. HANA Cloud Connector will use internal host port number to connect to SAP backend server. Then you will be able to access your data. So this is how the connection will work. For this connection, we have done all 10 steps in today's session to make this connection successful. So this is the only difference between the local web ID and cloud BAS tool. Local web ID can connect to backend directly. But SAP BAS tool is a cloud-based tool. So you have to use cloud platform, that is business technology platform. You have to use cloud connector. So this is compulsory here. For BAS tool, BTP, cloud platform, and cloud connector, both are required. Now, in interview, they may ask you, for local web ID, do we require cloud connector? For local web ID, do we require BTP? They may ask you a cross question like this. So that is not really required at all for local web ID. Only for cloud setup, this is required. SAP BAS tool is a cloud-based business application studio. For that, BTP is required, HANA Cloud Connector is required to connect to on-premise backend server. So just remember this diagram. It should be on your fingertips. Okay. So I'll try to proceed in the next session. We'll try to utilize this BAS tool and we'll develop the application. Okay. If there is any doubt, I'll clarify in the next session. Don't worry. Try to spend time this weekend for configuring BAS tool. That means step 1 to step 10. Try to do this weekend. Try to do it twice or thrice. Then you'll get more and more clarity. Okay, so that you can directly use step 11 for developing Fiori apps from the next session. Okay.
Hello, sir.